What's up guys, welcome to another video on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and a new accessory that I've got for it, which are these pack of Freewell ND and circular polarized filters. Freewell sent these my way to try and do a bit of a review on. As always, I'm going to be super honest with my opinions on them. I, of course, film a lot of professional work for my day-to-day work, and ND filters and circular polarizers are a necessity for my day-to-day work, especially when filming action sports in sunlight and bright glare. Now, when it comes to creating more content on the Osmo Pocket 3, I'm realizing more and more how much I wish I had a polarizer, at least at minimum. Now, this is a 14 pack that includes a bunch of ND filters, which are essentially sunglasses for your camera. It stops the light down to allow you to get a better shutter speed, which will help with motion blur and making things look a little bit more professional. It also includes polarizers, which will essentially reduce the glare and make everything look a little bit more HD. So I'm excited to try these out. We're obviously back in the UK, so we don't have the sunny Costa Rican weather to test these out in, but that doesn't mean that we don't get sunshine occasionally. So we're going to go out and test these different filters, and I'm going to talk about when you might need to use them, when they might be helpful, whether they're helpful, and we're going to do some test footage so you can see the comparisons with these things and without them, and I'll give you a bit of an overview as to whether I think it's worth purchasing. So in order to get the most out of our ND filter slash polarizers, we need to set our settings on the Osmo Pocket 3 to Pro mode. So in order to access this, we're going to swipe from the side. We're going to go into the Pro setting, tap exposure. Here you're going to want to double the shutter speed that you have your frame rate. So I'm shooting in 30 FPS, so I'm going to change my shutter speed to 1/60th. I'm going to set my ISO to 50, so it's the lowest and it's the cleanest image that I'm going to get. And then we're going to find the ND circular polarizer that's going to create the correct exposure for the light that we have outside here. Now that will also change depending on whether you're going to be in sunshine or whether you're going to be in shade. So we're going to find it for sunshine since it's sunny out here. Monitoring this on my Mimo app. Let's try and mess with the polarization. I'm gonna just, you can see the glare's going a bit. Now it's back. Okay, if there's one thing I'm learning through this video content creation thing for YouTube is you gotta take notes, because otherwise you'll forget. So what is my conclusion on this Freewell mega pack of ND filters and circular polarizers? Well, first of all, I'm a little bit sad that it came to me with a little cracked case. But that being said, these things are very well made, and it's in such a cool little compact pack. I'm of course using the circular polarizer right now, but there is pretty much everything you need here. Everything up to ND 1000, and you can stack the rectangular ND filters on top of each other. So if you really are in a super bright environment or you're really trying to do some sort of a unique shot, it also gives you a couple of unique little mist filters, which I don't think personally I'm ever going to use, and a light pollution reducer, which is something also that I don't really know too much about, but I think if you wanted to get creative, it's there, you can use it. But for me, of course, the circular polarizer is going to be the most common here. It's the easiest one to use. I can pretty much leave the camera on auto, which is what I like to do anyway, and I can just know that it's going to cut a little bit more glare and give me a little bit more detail in the highlights. Another thing I like about this pack is that it comes with a combination of circular polarizer and ND filters built into one filter, which I think is really, really cool. I wish I had those for my professional gear, and those honestly are going to be the ones that I'm going to use the most, because polarization always makes things look better in my personal opinion. But what are the cons of something like this? Well, just by the nature of the size of the Osmo Pocket 3, any filter that is made for it is going to be fiddly, and this pack is awesome because it keeps everything nice and compact and it's easy to throw in your bag. However, trying to get these things out with your fingers, and I don't have particularly big fingers, is an absolute pain. They're of course magnetic in here, which is smart from a design perspective, but that means it's also harder to pull them out, and I have found myself almost dropping them whenever I pull them out of the case. And the other thing is it's impossible to get these out without putting fingerprints over everything. So that is what I would say is a con of these things. However, I don't think it's anything to do with the manufacturer. It's just to do with the fact that they're tiny filters that go on a tiny camera. And of course, although they are very slim and compact, they do not fold away in the gimbal when you turn the Osmo Pocket 3 off, which is totally fine because it will fit in even with the wide angle lens. It just faces the lens downwards, but it all fits compactly in here with the lens as well, which is totally cool, and in my opinion doesn't really matter. So if you are wondering, the filters do actually clip into this plastic case if you want to bring an extra circular polarizer with you. So that was the mega limited edition 14 filter pack for the Osmo Pocket 3. Overall, I think this is a great combination of lens filters. I think you are covered for pretty much every scenario you might want to be in. Realistically, I'm probably going to be using the circular polarizer the most. I'm not a fan of using ND filters too much if I don't have to. And to be honest with you, a lot of the time when I'm filming action sports as well, I'm just using a circular polarizer instead of trying to stack all of these different filters on top of each other. I find that people don't really notice, but if you plan on filming something more cinematic, where you do want that motion blur in the background, these are certainly going to give you the effect that you want. I'm happy with the quality of these things. They magnetically clip on, they don't fall off. The downside is when you pack the Osmo away, they don't fold into the gimbal, but that's true with the wide angle lens and some of the other ones that come with DJI too. As always, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below. Do you think you'll be getting a pack of these? Do you use ND filters and circular polarizers, or do you not really care? Do you find that it gets in the way of your creative process? Leave a comment down below. I always love to see what you write. Please subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I'll see you guys in the next one.